Yo, JPU, Jamaica politics uncovered. This one for the Queen of Truth, Natalie.
Hello, JPU family. How is everybody doing? Welcome to our late night episode, guys. We're here to talk about the debate that just completed between Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Mark Golding. So I'm gonna have Jamaica 411 join us and Miss Karen Cross. But while they take their little time to stroll in, let me just see who's here. Moderator, welcome back. Good night. Good night, Miss Joanne. Good night. Good night, everybody in the chat. New people, old people, welcome back. Guys, please, when you come in, hit the like button and let's get started. So, who won the debate? Did you guys watch the whole thing? I did. I watched it from beginning to end, and boy, was it a contentious debate to say the least. Yes, we are live. We are live. Dwayne, good night. We're live. Yes. See your comments there on the screen. So guys, when you hit up the like button, share the live and make we discuss. What a debate. I like a good debate. I love a good debate. But guys, let us ask ourselves this question to start with. I did not bring any clips to play, and I'm not going to play any clips because we all watched the debate. We all know what was said. So we're just going to talk about, what was said and, how we feel about the responses and things like that. Because sometimes those clips, they take up space, and I really didn't have a lot of time to, organize them here. So, in my opinion, the Prime Minister won the debate tonight. Hands down, no doubt. Remember the last debate, I was like, what is going on here? Because there were too many untruths. How do I view and how do you view winning a debate? When you come to a debate, guys, you come to a debate to hear the questions that are asked and how these questions are answered. If you come to a debate and you are not answering the questions and you're attacking the other person baselessly and you're telling lies, for me, that is a turn off. I don't want to hear anymore. I come to a debate to be informed. I come to a debate to get information. And that's why the last debate, it was confusing leaving the debate because half the time people were not answering the questions. They were attacking. I'm talking about the PNP. Now, how did these two men perform tonight? Andrew Holness, in the beginning of the debate, he came to play by the rules. Andrew Holness came to answer the questions. He came to face the Jamaican people. And he came to speak the truth. It didn't take Andrew Holness very long to see that the rules, playing by the rules, is not a thing here, because that is not what Mark Golding came about. Mark Golding came to attack the Prime Minister because that's what Bunting and Dayton Campbell told him to do, to attack the Prime Minister, go after his integrity. And, the Prime Minister figured it out pretty quickly. And I have to give him credit for that because, you come to play by the rules. You have to be able to adjust and adjust fast, right? And the Prime Minister, in playing by the rules, he did okay there. But when, I think it was like almost halfway through, when he realized that this is a game of attacks, he started standing up for himself. Because halfway through, I'm like, Prime Minister, when you ever done the man? Because the man I tried on you. So when are you going to tell the Jamaican people that Mark Golding, talking about integrity, has no moral authority to do so? When are you going to tell the Jamaican people that you do not have 28 bank accounts? When are you going to tell the people that an audit was done by some people in Trinidad who found nothing? an audit that still cannot be tabled or released to the public because they don't want the public to see that you are an innocent man. When are you going to listen? Me see some people are talk about Mark Golding going after the Prime Minister wife. No spouse no one stand there. Hold on a second. This is 411 calling me. Give me a second. Yeah, guys, sorry about that. So me hear some people attack. I say, going after people's spouses or whatever is low. I think it's low. Yeah, I do. But there may be a situation where you have to do it. So it's kind of, it's kind of iffy. But to me, how me hear Golden go after bullets on several occasions. Honest to God, I had this conversation earlier with Karen. And when Karen comes, she will tell you. No. Where Karen I said, boy, anyhow, them go low and go after the Prime Minister wife. The Prime Minister for come talk say, nobody never accuse him of molesting femme wife. And I say, no, Karen, no, can't do that. And Karen insisted. She said, yeah, going after somebody's spouse, you have to stand up to your spouse and stand up to the max. Me are one of them woman there. Well, if somebody go after my spouse or somebody I'm with, look here, a war, a some stay. And me ask Karen here, good night, Karen. So may I agree with Karen now. I think when Golding, continuously went after Juliet Holness, I think the Prime Minister should have said, look here, don't go after my wife. Because what you're saying, it has no merit. And in addition, nobody never accused me of molesting my wife. And let the chips fall where it may. I know many people would have agreed with him to stand up for his spouse. I saw me see it. But me could talk about the birth paper. Mark Golden had a birth paper moment and Andrew Holness had a moment where him say, when the rum tell you you're a big dancer, graphics man, big up yourself for that one, yeah. When the rum tell you that you're a big dancer, according to research, guys, abuse of alcohol changes the brain chemistry. Just for information purpose, I have to say that. Okay? So, Mark Golden come with a piece of birth paper. Me don't know about one, but me never see one of them yet. Me never see the birth paper yet. Good night, ladies. Come in. Karen.
Good night, JP family. Good night, all.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah, man.
want to think about the debate? Who win?
Me don't want to talk about Michelle. Go on, you first.
I
Yeah.
never regard a debate as to who win or who lose.
Okay.
In my view, what is the debate about? It is trying to reach the Jamaican voters. The journal is supposed to be asking questions that would clarify things for the voters, right? And therefore, it is who was able to get the information out to the voters. That, to me, is what is important, right? Um, and that would be whoever it is that is answering the questions and how they answer the question. That is what is important.
I agree.
Clearly, the PNP came with a strategy. The risers came with a strategy to attack, and what they're attacking with are well publicized and proven to be false statements. And keep talking about this 28 bank account, and it has been shown that the man has only 8. When I counted, I got 9, and they said later that the forensic report said it's 8 in the report, and it came out of the courts said that it is only 8, right? But then persist on talking about it. They talk about the Prime Minister getting $28 million when he actually refused I think Holness just did not do enough to point out that Mark Golden is getting 25 million. If you're going there to say it, man, say the damn thing, put the figure, because it has more impact. Don't talk about him take the raise without saying what the figure was, right? I do believe it's 25 million. And him take it and not talk about say Andrew P himself and the government. And the whole of them in the opposition got the same razor pay, right? And they took it.
Okay, so you say that you're not measuring a debate based on who won or who lost. So tell the people them how you measure the outcome of a debate in terms of who reached the people then.
Yes, that is the thing. Now you probably want to ask me now who was better able to reach. Now
And
that no,
particularly who was able to reach the people on the fence because
that
yeah,
is where it is.
yeah.
That is where now that depends on how much the people on the fence knows about the what's going on. I mean, if them don't know a thing about what's been happening, hardworking people still intend to vote because they think it's their duty to do so, and they don't know what's going on. All the lies and dribble that the PNP has been putting out that the JP did not respond to would have gone into their heads. And because there was no response, it is natural for them to believe that what is being said is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fortunately, during the debate, Holness sought to answer the questions quickly and then do the clarity. And that I think put off Mark when he started to clarify the things and so on, and then counterattack him. So
You think the prime minister came in a little late on the counter attacks because in the very beginning he was, to me, as I was saying before you guys came in, he was playing by the rules, but then he quickly realized this man didn't come to play by the rules. This man didn't
but
come to explain to the Jamaican people. And look here, me have an issue with the people them, the moderators and the people them. One at a time, the prime minister was talking, defending himself really, talking over Mark at the last few minutes, and the moderator was sure to stop the prime minister and say, listen, we have a set of rules that we go by and we expect everybody to play by it. Now, when it was the PNP's turn to speak, to respond to the questions asked, Omar Golin get to the birth paper place is because the same moderators who said play by the rules, they gave him an opportunity to dictate in that segment what he is going to respond to or what he is going to say. He said that then that continued because then when the prime minister said Mark Golin started to lead the debate and in terms of what he want to answer to and what he wants, so the prime minister started the same thing too. So the prime
yeah,
minister,
but
you see the direction?
yeah, but I don't understand. If it was well, maybe never watch a debate. It was clear. I mean, the strategy of the Jamaica Labour Party, I frankly don't understand what it is, but it was clear from the very beginning that they were coming there to tell lies. Bunting in the other debate, right? Before him clarify, before him answering the question, him take about 10 seconds to clarify, answer what Mother said about a previous question, right?
Yes.
Well, let's give up all time. When him have 32 seconds, him stop talk. Take the time and chat about something else.
He only did that once though.
No, no, no. He did it about 3 times.
No man, I
32
must see clock. Me
seconds.
see him always finish out in time. I must see one time
No,
him do
no,
that.
no. He 32 seconds and I saw William had 48 seconds on the clock.
Well,
And
maybe
he
me
just
missed that.
stopped up. But it can be nerves. Um and I don't I don't know. He's not
Karen,
a debater.
who is not a debater?
Honest is not a debater, man.
The man is a debater, man. What you talk say?
Man, he met the man give him some left hook and well, I suppose he was doing the Muhammad Ali.
A foolishness you talk. For one and with all due respect, a
No,
foolishness
he
you
was
talk.
he was doing the Muhammad Ali, man. Him
The
took
man
the
now do no
blows.
Muhammad Ali. You ever see nobody in Jamaica come debate like how Golden debate?
And
No,
that
we're
picture
not.
I show
Look
you?
here. We are not used to in Jamaica. We are people, especially our leaders, who play by the rules. We have seen debates many a times. We have never seen the style of debate that Rise United them come with. So
I,
Don't say that. And this is not the first time Andrew Holness a debate. He always manage
No.
himself well.
Yes, but
Look
the
how
point
Mark
is,
Golan coming at the debate with Nigel last time. Mark Golan coming like when your mother beat you and Seneca shop.
well, that was how him look towards the end when a question fling upon him and him it before the limb, right? And it's after
Karen,
that now him start answer the
Good.
question.
good night, Karen.
That
Floor,
was-
let Karen tell the people him or what she think about this whole thing.
Well, I think Mr. Holness had a clear strategy. And the clear strategy was simple. Make Mark Golan get tired because he's tired by half an hour and then lick him down. And that's what the Prime Minister did. Make him get tired and then he went tired. So Mark Golan came out hot under the collar with him talking points, him lies, him all kind of nastiness and snarkiness, referring to the Prime Minister as Andrew
Yes.
and him and Andrew Holness and never once the Prime Minister. And while there are some aspects of what Paul is saying in terms of how Mr. Holness responds, I am thinking that Mr. Holness did the right thing because look at how this nasty Englishman who came out with a birth certificate will look like an old prescription, a old time prescription we have either one book long time, come out there with all kinds of lies and innuendos and referring to the Prime Minister's wife. I mean, disrespecting the Prime Minister's wife, not recognizing, not even giving the respect that is due to the office. A long time ago, you know,
Him
is
not no
la-
man's man. Toward
him a-
the
him a
end of
do-
the year, him starts the Prime Minister. But
me
throughout
say
the
a
whole Andrew.
long time
That's
him
how the
start
dirty money come
well,
from.
well, you Andrew and that's you Andrew and you Andrew and Andrew
Nastiness.
Holness did. Me mean the nasty man come in front of public telling the Jamaican people that he want to be Prime Minister of this country and this is how him treating the office of the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister stood up and behaved like a statesman
Yes,
and
he
behaved
did.
properly, and then him never make fun to go after him in the second half without
And
even without sounding nasty and cranny. The Prime Minister consistently refers to him as the opposition leader. And when he lick him down and him went after the man's wife and him go on with all kind of dirty antics. And I came to the conclusion that the plan was that I realized that all the things that Dayton and Damian does, that is a strategy. The whole clownism thing is a strategy. It's part of them strategy where them come out with paper because I mean we have been saying for the last 2 years that him don't ban ya, and him don't have a valid birth certificate. But the RGD was hacked yesterday. Did you know that, Natalie?
Yes, Mr. The RGG was
I
up for
said
sure.
the RGD was hacked yesterday and him just turned up with 2 birth paper. That's something fishy like that.
All
Just
right,
after
just them
RGD
active.
get
Wait the
hacked.
Karen. Wait the Karen. Before you come on, me I tell the people them say we did a talk earlier. You did ask the boy if him go after the Prime Minister wife, the Prime Minister for say no him never molest nobody. I'ma say no, you can't do that. But me
Yes,
agree with you now. Me agree
yes,
with the Prime Minister should
yes,
absolutely
yes,
say, look here, sir. Nobody never accused me of molesting my wife
yes.
underage. Me
We
feel
were saying
you
that's
should
how
do
we
it. You can't
knew.
go for the man wife like
When
that.
we were talking about it this morning, we knew that it was going to go nasty. And we knew that it was going to go after the Prime Minister wife. And the Prime Minister just looked at him and said, well, my wife and I got married here. And we can prove that. And well, my wife was of age when I married her. We never have a shotgun wedding. I mean, the Prime Minister could have said that without being snarky. But I'm glad.
Cheers.
Believe me, I am glad that the Prime Minister did not go there with him. Make
Comment.
him steer down there in that nasty pool of nasty. Because Jamaican people see him. The Jamaican people see him, you know. Jamaican people see him and see what him doing and how the Prime Minister behave with decorum and statesmanship and strength and how him there falling apart. You know, when him start fall apart when the guy asks him about him citizenship, him dual citizenship. And then him start fall apart, you know. He has never recovered from that since. From the guy asks him about his citizenship and the Prime Minister talk about I'm at Barney and all of that. Prime Minister really lick him down with all of that. But him that snarky, dirty human being of a man presenting himself to come lead this country, stand up on the national stage with hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans looking on and disrespect the Prime Minister and the office of the Prime Minister and disrespect the Prime Minister's wife, who is not running for Prime Minister of the country, and there was no reason to bring it up. But guess what? It's Bunting them prep him and tell him all when to bring up those nas. So Bunting better prepare for when I have him now. He better prepare.
Karen, when the Prime Minister say about the first 20 minutes, first 15 minutes, when Mark Golding started going off on a tangent about, he tells the lies. It's like a pathological thing with him. And the Prime Minister will say, when the rum tell you that you're a big dancer, I nearly did,
That means
Whenever you're
nearly drop off at the bed, my love. When the rum tell you you're a big dancer.
That is going to be the only thing will come out of this debate. You want to joke?
That's the only joke that came out of the debate, and this Prime Minister crack it. That was the only joke, but Mark was nasty and dirty. The amount of lie when him tell about him father started the rehab. Watch me and him Ross next Tuesday.
But look here, he keep on telling people same father born in England. Why him don't talk same mother born in England to him? No same mother born in England.
And him born to England to him. If you say that to her, maybe it's Israeli born, we don't know.
Lord you can't say mercy. Hey, he lie.
Dirty man.
So let's hold him with the fact that when him that is what upset him, when he was 46 and get him Jamaican passport for the first time.
Yeah, I mean that Jamaican necessarily
he renewed the British passport must be 5 times.
Yeah, and Mr. Holness tell him that being a Jamaican is not just having a birth certificate. Jesus have mercy.
From early, me start to the attack, I say, now tell me, say, Andrew go come as a complain nice tonight. But when time Andrew caught him up and I say, hey, Uno on the IC, me respect the IC, but Uno carry me, nobody never come under the amount of scrutiny in this country for corruption like me. Uno carry me go to Trinidad, go investigate me, and I know Uno can't produce that the report and talk up with something them. So I say, yeah man, one of the times say, want to your asset them where you have offshore and you don't declare them. Me not have none over there. Nastiness, Mark Gold. Hey, I will talk some shit.
Well, and then them don't own a house in Jamaica, no answer that.
No. Daryl Vazzy, that same don't even own a full cube.
You should see him face. Them show him face, when Andrew Holness says so, Say don't even own a house in Jamaica. So that's the killer though.
I come show bird paper. And you know own a house in our country. Me see in America, yeah, so all we own a barn, yeah, we own a house, yeah. Eh?
When the fence people on the fence hear that, I done, What you say? You know one house in Jamaica, we can never respond to that and say a lie.
Somebody just message say RGD changed out the white bird paper. Well, let me see what this say. Give us one of them bird paper for one.
Yeah, man, this are the original what that we had. These are where them start to issue. So we would have that. But him show the old one and him show the new one.
You have one of them bird paper there?
Eh?
You have one of them bird paper there?
No, sir. Them not tear up long time. Look how film one not even it just crease. One crease.
They know me never see them the bird paper there yet.
I hear Karen talking, but she know she muted.
Well, tell her she's muted.
No. I think it's all right. She having a different conversation. Yes. So that was what I was saying. It was a Muhammad Ali moment. I saw a fight with Muhammad Ali, and I can't remember who enough. And the man was thumping Muhammad Ali, man, and him blocking most of them, especially the body blows, man. And for about 6 rounds, he beat Muhammad Ali and beat him. And 5 rounds. And you see the 6th round, Muhammad Ali just come and give 2 lick and drop a ground. Because he's tired.
The only thing I can say, in fairness, because regardless of how I feel about the risers and gold in them, Golden tonight compared to Golden 5 years ago on a debate stage. He seemed a little more sure of himself. I don't know what gave him that confidence, but he was a complete and total disaster in 2020. And I think that he was doing that because he didn't want to be at the debate. He didn't want to be helping the PNP. He was sabotaging the PNP at that time. So that's why he came out, as me say, like when your mother beat you and send you go shop, talking all slow, like him did drunk, you know. But this time around, him come a little different. Did it
Yes,
help him
because
to be rude? Did it help him to lie? I don't think so.
because
I
he was in his element. He came to lie, and that was what
It
he's
was a
about.
riser. It was a riser tonight, right? And Andrew Holness took on the riser. But let us just shift real quick to um Julian, because this is still a discussion going on. Julian and the economy. Jamaicans and these analysts, they're still talking about the 3.5 million threshold that the PNP proposed. People, including the Duncan man and others, are saying this is a disaster waiting to happen. It's not possible. The PNP has not explained how they would fund this. They won't explain how, they would how they would pay for it. Will they tax this? Will they cut that? They haven't said anything. All they've said, and I did a video on it earlier today, but all they've said about that is that they plan to grow the economy more and people will have more money to spend. Let me just play a brief clip of what this money lady said regarding that.
They promised to raise it to 1.5 million, and they did it despite a lot of skepticism that it was even possible. They've since raised it again to 1.8 million and are planning to raise it to 2 million in 2027, plus the new promise to reduce the rate to 15%. So it's rather ironic that the PNP has hijacked the JLP's winning strategy to give themselves an edge in this very tight election. This campaign promise could end up being the deciding factor. But another important factor will be trust and credibility. Who would you trust to deliver on their plan? And that's the bottom line.
According to Keith Duncan, he said that PNP's 3.5 million threshold is impractical, right? Impossible to be funded without new tax or program cut. Approximately 70 billion compared to the JLP's 25 to 45 billion. He said that he agrees with the JLP's phased approach. I don't hear one financial analyst in the country supporting the PNP's 3.5. I haven't heard it. I don't know if you guys have, but I have not heard it.
All right, first to begin with, Julian is saying, first of all, when you're going to bring a program, remember now, this is not a one-off. This is not you going to get some money and fix roads. That is not what is being promised. What is being promised is to raise the threshold from the present $1.8 million to 3.6. That's almost doubling, right? That's a lot of taxes. Julian says, if we work with his figure, that is $55 billion. Where is he going to get the money from? Now, when you institute a program or a policy like that, it means that year after year after year, you're giving up this $55 billion. So it has to be funded from somewhere. You can't wait on the growth because the growth may not happen. And I'm going to say something about that briefly. You have to have a fixed budget in order to accommodate any program that you implement. So there is no doubt about it. If they go and try and implement this 3.5, were you stupid enough to put them there, right? They would have to raise the taxes, $55 billion. That's the first thing. The second thing is that this $3.5 million will not benefit the 83% of the people on the minimum wage because they, at the moment, don't pay income tax, right? when you do the calculation, $3.5 million work out to $67 million a week. That is 4 times what the minimum wage earner is getting. But when the tax is imposed, who is it that is going to pay it? It is the poor man, the man who is a consumer. When he buy anything, he will be paying for somebody who is 4 times better off than him. What they're hoping is that the people will think that they will benefit from this, right? And go vote for them. The fact of the matter is that only the people in that class, right, would benefit. $67,000 per week is what somebody earning $3.5 million a year gets. And those persons who are earning minimum wage will not benefit. That's 83%. So this thing that they are throwing out as a linchpin to get them into Jamaica House will not work, because it is not for the poor man, nor for those persons who are getting 1.8 million and less. And that's a vast majority. So they don't have any reason to vote for the PNP because of this, because they are not going to benefit. They already do not pay income tax. Right?
Okay.
The last thing is, and I'm going to do a video on it. I am going through the PNP's manifesto. And I am telling you, there is no growth strategy in it. Nothing. Listen to me. There is no, I want you to listen to me, JPU, Family 411, and Royalists, and others. There are no growth strategies in the PNP manifesto. You know what is in it? Spending.
Yes, I
Every
noticed
single
that too.
program is spending, and there is no provision in it as to how they're going to grow the economy. Listen, if Uno ever put them set of people in a Jamaica House, dog nyam with supper. Well, they did say that the dog will have the supper to eat, right? So when Julian talk about they are going to grow the economy, where there is nothing in the manifesto that speaks to growth, neither in export nor anything else. It's all administrative. They're going to put in this commission. They're going to do this. They're going to put in that and most of the things I'm saying I'm going to do is being done already. Quite a number of them. And then they mention other things. I'm bringing back some other things. And all of that is going to require employing people, not just passing law. Employing people, which is going to impose again additional cost on the government, to the budget. So in addition to the 55 billion, plus the 36, don't forget, plus the 36 billion that you hear Damian talk about, right? And then you add to that the 11 billion from the NHD. It's actually $102 billion in new taxation you're talking about.
Okay, well,
they don't intend to implement no such thing. They're going to
no, they don't. They
let me tell
don't.
you, people, the typical strategy that the PNP use. Remember, so we are comments, the typical strategy that the PNP uses is to make promises, the moon and the stars. And when them go there, them say, oh, we intended to do so, but we never know things was this bad. And then them don't do nothing. That's a typical strategy, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Right?
Right. Let me give the people them a chance to call in if them have any input or want to say anything to you ladies. Karen, before I start doing that, do you have anything you want to say?
No, man, bring on the people.
All right, guys, if you want to participate, as some of you have been calling, so the WhatsApp number there, the phone line is open. I'm glad you brought that up in a 411, because when Julian is saying that them plan for growth, what is the growth strategy? That's a very good point. I did a video on it today. And when we listen to Julian's response, and Favor did such a good job. Here's a call coming in. Hello, good night.
Good night, Madam Natalie.
How are
Thank
you?
for having me.
You're welcome.
Yes, I was listening to the same lady that you highlighted that brought down the figure. I don't remember her name, the finance lady.
Yeah.
And
What's her name?
yeah,
Kali, something like that.
Right. And she
Right on.
said something very alarming at the end, where she said that in order for the PNP to implement that, it's you will have to be growing the country by roughly 8 to 9%.
Yes.
And when in Jamaica's history have we grown the country by that figure? So that is something that's way in the 1960s. That's the last time we did that.
All right.
So so the next thing is the debate itself. I will side with Karen in terms of the orchestra, or the well orchestrated plan of the PNP was to attack with any means with the dirty issues. Just be dirty, because and what it has played out to be is that they were appealing to their voters who may be restive and don't believe in them. But in terms of convincing the undecided and the well-thinking Jamaica, he would have lost a massive ground. Why? Even inside of the debate, he was proven to be lying inside of the debate. And he never started to clarify whenever he was called out for certain things. He just kept on sticking to the script. Dean Jackson Miller deliberately gave him the anchor to carry on and look credible, because her style of questioning hitched on even credibility. Because I think she was a part of the orchestra, because her question was mostly about credibility. The Prime Minister not honoring certain plans, the Prime Minister not doing this, the Prime Minister not doing that. So she kept giving Mark Golding ammunition to continue his for the low blow. My last point, the low blow was, I thank the Prime Minister for being prime ministerial, not to attempt, because he was clearly flustered by the disrespect of his spouse. And we have to understand that it is an intimate thing. And for you to draw, the Prime Minister never attempted to draw his wife or anybody's spouse. It's about me and it's about you. You have been knocking me about me. All of a sudden you carry my wife. Why? Because this is it's a stain, it's a character assassination. And I'm telling you, the people at the polls is going to make him suffer, because the 13 or 17% of undecided who are well-thinking Jamaicans will look on and say, this did not address who will secure me. It was about this dirty Rona corner, dig out a hand nigger, hot girl, bleach out, look like a rebel type of thing. And it was very distasteful. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I know me, if I was in Jamaica, my ex would straight. Well, I don't even have to go into that.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling. Yeah, man.
They even had people in the comment section that tell lie. What is $10,000? When Andrew said increase the minimum wage
good night.
300%.
Good night. Fine, thank you.
I just want to make a couple of quick points. First, I want to just thank the Prime Minister for keeping it statesman-like. We are a little country, but we don't run market politics.
Right.
And this is about running our country. This is not about the bobbing and weaving of the head and trying to see if you can get one over, the local primary prep school-like behavior. That's not what we expect from our politicians. The second thing I wanted to say is the matter of the growth of the economy to sustain the plans and the programs that the PNP are coming with. What is it that we're going to have to suffer? We talk about taxes, but remember these social programs. Remember that there's a subset of Jamaican people who can't fend for themselves, who even in 2025 don't have it. Natalie, they don't even have, some people don't really have an idea yet. Some people don't recover from the 90s yet. Some people still need some kind of assistance from the government to get a push, to get a move on. Is he going to be cutting, him and his government going to be cutting the social programs? They keep pushing this one little argument that it is not the intention of a party to continue the programs of the one they've replaced. Pay very close attention to it. They've said it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And I would suggest that Jamaicans believe them when they say that. So any kind of macroeconomic stability that we might have been enjoying or that we've been enjoying for the last 9 years, trust and believe it is going to be disrupted. I don't want to take up too much time. Just good night, ladies. And just wanted to just make those 3 little points.
Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, man.
Hello, good night.
Thank you so much for calling.
Guys, when you're calling, turn on the background so that we don't lose time and disrupt the thing. Hello, good night. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Yes.
Yes, good night. For me, about the debate, it's there needed somebody to be fact-checking the things that Mark Golden was saying. Because first of all, when he was speaking about the food insecurity of Jamaica, about what, 55% that he was saying?
He's suggesting that the data does not reflect reality.
But even the number that he gave is wrong, because if you go and put it into Google and they bring up the report, it was something from 2020. I think it was something from 2021, 2022 that was published in 2023, and the number is nothing completely that. You understand me? He said, I think one of it was 8.6%. Then it said the next number was 25, and next one was 54. But I say it's nothing completely to what you've said. It's something completely different. The next thing as well, with the bank account, this thing was published before, and I can't remember where I saw it, but it was there when the Prime Minister took the IC to court and everything. And all this was published, but they keep using this to tarnish the Prime Minister character because there's nothing there. Listen, I grew up in the 90s. Okay, I was born in the 70s. I grew up during the 80s and 90s on the board, the Jamaica Labour Party and the PNP. And I can give you a little issue of 1989, when the PNP won the election, okay? The US dollar was about $4.50. And in one go, that money fly through the roof. I was pregnant at the time. I was 15, I was pregnant. A tin of Lactogen was selling for $3. Okay? That man made one leak from $3 to $11 in one go. That thing was raised. I think rice or flour was about 70 cents, and it went to either $6 something or $11, and everything just keep going up. I'm not sure if Jamaican people they're not thinking or they're not looking back to what happened during the 90s when the PNP took over and what started going up. Even with FinSac, people are saying reeling from FinSac today. Peter Bunting in the debate admitted to benefiting from FinSac. Is nobody listening to these people?
Right, yeah. So, how you think the debate affected or not the independent-minded or people who are on the fence?
People are going to be deciding with the Prime Minister, and why I say that is because the same thing. And I was listening to after the debate when the young people were talking about the 3.5 million. Never has there been a time when Jamaica economy has grown that much in such a short space of time. Even with the management of the Prime Minister, which he's been doing, and they keep saying the Prime Minister has been in power for 8 years or 9 years. Remember, 3 to 4 years out of that time, the whole world was in lockdown. Okay, so the Prime Minister basically has been managing the economy, really being able to do anything for the past 5 to 6 years. You understand me? Because the whole world was in total chaos, shut down, so nothing could be done. So reality, he has done a lot in that short space of time. People will look at that and they'll judge and say, okay, this man has been doing that in such a short space of time. This man bring this 3.5%. How this is gonna benefit me? It's not going to. I'm gonna be worse. People are gonna stay with the Prime Minister.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your input.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Same to you. Bye.
Hello, good night. Hello.
Hey there.
How are you? You're live.
Yeah. 3 things. What I would have wanted.
I think we lost Miss Joanne. We'll take the next call. Hello. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night. How are you?
Fine, thank you. You're live.
Yes, first I want to say, you have to respect your program. You have the best program so far. That's number 1.
Thank you.
Yes. And I want to say, I want to give it up for the Prime Minister. He did a great job. because everything is going on in the country is positive. The opposition, they don't have an argument, so all they're trying to attack is the Prime Minister as well, and he went as far as goes to his wife. I think that's a bit out of bound. Crime is down, everything is going on the right track, so I'll give it to the Prime Minister.
Okay. All right. Are you voting?
Of course, I have to. I was undecided, but after tonight, I have to.
You were undecided, so you're not a Labour or a PNP?
No, I deal with equal rights and justice. That's my take.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
And the Prime Minister convinced me now tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you.
Ladies, do you have anything to say real quick?
Boy, I don't know. If the media is going to run with this birth certificate thing, then better be careful. Because what Mark Golden showed is not a birth certificate.
Oh,
what Mark Golden showed is something where they call a registration slip. Remember, it's 3 levels of birth certificate we have, you know. The registration slip, then them print the next one that is that one over people have a fake one, like when that would be a size bigger than the one them show. Is a birth certificate, is a birth registration slip Mark Golden showed us tonight. A birth registration slip. But if he want to put this at rest, what he must do is publish his birth certificate in the Gleaner. Because just like how him can't seem to publish his documentation to say that him renounces British citizenship. Him have Matalan to publish things for him. Him can publish both things in the Gleaner. Put it on. Let us see.
Him hold up. I think him hold up it over the OB channel already, but nobody never really see.
Nobody does see. Why doesn't he publish it? Put it to rest. Publish it. And the Labourites, they must call on him. The Labourites must call on him to publish that birth certificate when say him have a copy for Mr. Holness with him face the out of that dirty self. He need to publish it in the newspaper. It and the renunciation papers.
Me that wait for see if he might have show the birth paper upon the Prime Minister. Come know the Prime Minister didn't have
the way was so nasty. The way was so nasty. We wouldn't put that past him. He was such a nasty man.
Hello, good night. Yes, you're live. Hold on there, Lord Jesus. The line tie up. Hold on. Go ahead, sir. You're live. Fine, thank you. I'm live. You're live.
Say hello to the ladies and for me.
They might hear you, man.
One quick thing I want to tell you. I am in my 60s. And I saw the opposition leader hold up a piece of paper look like a booklet there. Yeah, which says birth certificate. I have one of those and it don't look like that.
Oh, it look.
I have my original, the new one, I have it, and I have the old one that my mother get from the hospital. And it don't look like that.
You want him around the same age?
Hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I hear you. Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Yes, you were mute a while ago.
Sorry.
Yes, I was saying that I have one of the one that my mother get from when you get the piece of paper from the hospital, you took it to the RGD and get that white piece of slip. It don't look like it don't look near to what Mark Golden is showing.
Okay, all right.
That is something that somebody bitch up and write up and give him better mind himself.
All right. Well, the RGD was attacked. As Karen said, I'm putting up on the screen now. So I don't know what that was about, the cyber attack on it. Very interesting at this time. But thank you for calling. Let me take a next call here.
Okay.
Yeah, good night. Hello.
You see what the man just said, Natalie?
Yeah.
Say his mother get the one him mother bring from the hospital. That's a registration slip.
Yeah, okay.
It's a slip from the hospital.
Hold on. Hold on there, Karen. When somebody let us say that Mark Golding father British or whatever. You're not supposed to put, you're not supposed to dip on the birth paper.
Yeah, yeah.
Michelle, you're not supposed to dip on the birth paper so that when you can't go England, you can get the English book. And I
Listen,
bet
Um,
you
Mark Golding's utterances from the
hold on
very
a
beginning
second.
has been very strange. And it was he who brought this thing into question, talking about him born here. He's the one that keeps saying him born here, you know. And then we found out that he never had a Jamaican passport until he was 46, traveling up and down on the British passport.
Which he
Now,
renewed many times.
let us give him.
Hold that thought real quick. Let me just take this call. This person is on the line. Hello, good night.
Good night, all three ladies.
Good night. Welcome.
Yeah, man. I won't be long.
Okay.
Very good debate. Good jobs thrown from both sides. But let me say this. And I want rather Jamaicans to fully grasp what is before them in relation to 3.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Golding suggests that the economy will grow at least 8% to justify the 3.5 to be a reality.
Yes.
The trajectory where the growth path is on now is not a guarantee that the economy will be above 1 or 2%. We want everyone to fully understand where Jamaica is located geographically.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
We want us to give God thanks that we are rather not experience any catastrophic event from the elements above.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm a bit surprised that many well-thinking Jamaicans are not throwing out the possibility of some of the elements that can erode the GDP.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not cast into a vacuum to say that the economy will grow, because next year we can
have a natural disaster or some economic external problem. I've said that, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What are the guarantees that we have that things will maintain as they are now? There is no guarantee there.
And the thing too is, Carla,
guarantee as a nation from both sides to say yes. What Holness, Dr. Holness presenting to us, and we have to respect the approach. Progressive implementation, not an aggressive implementation. The 3.5 is an aggressive implementation that people will be looking at starting next fiscal.
Them say it's radical.
If and when it should start, you're going to start well, but I surely know that it's going to end bad.
It has to end bad. Mm-hmm.
Let us take in consideration the mercies of God, because why all of what is happening now, we have not been threatened with any hurricane. And I just want to focus on hurricane, because where we are located within a 5-year span, so you can even narrow it down to any term of a government, he or she who form government will sustain a climatic disaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is a must. Climate change is a real, just as we breathe the breath of air, that is how real it is.
Well, thank you.
Fly high, fly low.
Mm-hmm.
Those that are undecided, think about the trickle approach against the heavy downpour. 3.5 million to the economy is a heavy downpour. Something is going to drop in your pocket now, but you are going to pay for it for tomorrow. Let me say this again. The 40% or the average 40% reduction in crime, that is not sustainable enough. Reason being, if the government should change tomorrow, what guarantee do you have after September that those that have been fighting to hold the order, they are still going to hold it? Most, if not all of the time, when administration changes, everybody at every board and office change.
True.
One side hungry long time, after them time now the gate open. Why am I going to put the gun down when you're not going to tell the country that is either the judge or the maker? These are the stern approach that we need.
Thank you for that.
I never planned to be long, but
That's
thanks
okay.
for the time.
No man, thank you.
Big up yourself, ladies.
Thank you.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, man. Guys, the 3.5 is not realistic. It's just not. The PNP, Mark Golding, and Peter Bunting, they think they can run our economy like how they run Proven Wealth. We know what happened to Proven Wealth over the last year. They've lost millions of dollars, and this is something that the JLP is not pressing them on. They've lost millions of dollars. They've had to close offshore locations. They lost their CEO because of the way that they run their financial institution, right? Now, like I said today in the video about the 3.5, you cannot predict what will happen over the course of time when it comes down to, as we know, we're prone to natural disasters where we sit, right? Something can happen globally. You see them people here, them not believe so you must have money put down for a rainy day, and that is what them a fight. Them a say you've been tightening the belt for too long. Let it go now. Let it go now. Una mad people.
Can you imagine? Let me explain something. Let me explain something to
let me just finish this thought real quick. If the government did listen to them people here during COVID, when them say stop pay down on the debt and give the money to the Jamaican, you know what happened to the country now? Them reckless and dangerous. Go on for one.
Let me explain something. Let us say, for argument's sake, a budget is read, and you're going to introduce a new policy, and you're going to decide that come January of 2026, we are going to increase the threshold from 1.8 million to 3.5 million. That is in the budget as an expenditure. On the other side of the ledger, you must have the source of funding. You can't say the source of funding and then what you're going to do, you have to balance. It's a budget. You have to have balance. You have to have expenditure and you have to have revenue. So if they don't put the $55 billion in the revenue, then you don't have a budget. They have to say where the revenue, and then can't say to come from the growth, right? Once them put in the budget on one side that there is an expenditure, they have to say where the money is coming from, whether it's from loans or from grants or from taxes, right? Or they're going to cut programs. And they're already telling you that they're going to cut programs. Then calling something a discretionary fund. There is no such thing in the budget. And they're deliberately calling it discretionary fund because they don't want to call it what it in fact is. Programs. So if they're going to cut the programs, what are they going to cut? Because we see Mark Golding go around the place, but him assess hurricane damage and then give not even a bottle of water to anybody. So is it the past program they're going to cut?
Okay, well, let me take another call here. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night. I think I'm calling a program on the TV.
Yes, you are live. Turn on the TV, please.
Hello?
Yes, you are live. Turn down the TV, please.
Okay, yes. I'm just saying, I'm calling from Westmoreland. And I'm just saying to Jamaicans, we have a prime minister, a decent, intelligent prime minister we can depend on. He can represent us in every aspect of the world. He can go anywhere and we will be proud of him. Andrew, Michael, I must say Dr. Andrew, Michael Holness. Mark Golding came and he said, blood and fire, and that's what he wanted. But my prime minister is not into that. My prime minister is not into that. And so I'm just sending a message to Mark Golding to tell him, just wait until the 3rd of next month. We Jamaicans will be sending him packing back to England with his little piece of white paper coming to show us that he is a Jamaican. He is not. And he's trying to fool us. But we are wiser. We are intelligent, just as our Prime Minister. This is a message to Mark Golding and his followers. We are packing them back and sending them to England, just as what KD Knight says. Thank you very much.
Okay, have a good night. Thank you.
You too, yeah.
Hello, good night. Hello.
Yes, hello, good night.
Yes, you're live.
Yes. What I want to say tonight, I am begging all Jamaicans, please, not to vote for the PNP because all they're telling is a lie, and lie, and lie, and lie. Every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can remember from in the 80s. I born in 1975.
Sir, just say what you have to say tonight about the debate, and try to stick to the topic because we have more people calling. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the debate tonight was a well-said one and a well-understandable one because all what Mark Golding is saying is bare lie. He took out something that nobody can tell what it is because I can't even see what it is. So from there, I'll just ask Jamaican people just to be aware of these guys. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say for now.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bye.
Hello, good night. Welcome.
Good night, Natalie.
How are you?
Not bad. Good night to the ladies as well. Question, that white birth certificate of Mark Golding put up. When the last time when I say he had applied for a passport because you cannot use that birth certificate nowhere in Jamaica.
I think them saying bring two birth paper. I think them saying bring two. I don't know. I can't see it. Currency look like prescription.
No, but it's just a new one you have to use. You can't use that one.
Oh, achoo. Remember one time.
We start a question things now. So what kind of Jamaica passport you want to can have passport office with that?
But does Jamaican people really care about this though? You know? Do they really care?
If you put up a little white paper then say Jamaican of course, so I know. Because most of the things they tell we are not a lie.
Okay.
Because me can't carry that white paper with me, I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
I suppose
that's my 2 cents.
Okay,
you know?
Thank you so much.
I suppose he's trying to show that a long time him have it for, but the point of the matter is that does not answer the question. Why is it that he's having a Jamaican pass? Since him saying born and he must show proof that he born here. All right, so how it is, for the first time in his life when he was 46 in 2011, that is when he had a Jamaican passport. Why? What was the explanation? He never gave an explanation.
What I not understand though, in fairness, him renew the British passport must be 4 or 5 times, I don't know. But instead of doing that, why him never did get a Jamaican passport all him life in him 20s, in him 30s?
Because him don't want to be associated with us. He's just here to work.
Mercy.
And he needed the British passport, you know. And let me show you the disrespect, people. When you're going to places like the United States to live, you have to apply for a permanent visa. A permanent visa, then call it, right?
Depends on how you come here. It depends on how you come here.
No, but to live there, you have to get a permanent residency. That's what it is called.
A permanent resident card.
In Jamaica, perhaps because we wanted to keep those expats, those people from Britain. We don't require them to go and apply for residency here. They can simply use their passport, go to the PICA and pay for an unconditional landing permit. That will allow them to live in Jamaica for as long as they want, to work in Jamaica, and to go to school in Jamaica. And that is the option that most of these people you see here, the foreign one, the white people and British and probably American and Canadians, they choose now to use that option because they don't want to apply for a residency. They don't want to, even American Jamaicans, to apply for citizenship they are happy with that arrangement. In other words, had that arrangement not been available, they probably would be here. And so therefore, when he took that opportunity to have that permanent, that unconditional landing stamped in his birth certificate, which allows him to live in Jamaica as if he is a resident, and work and go to school legally, he took that option. And he has a wife. According to him, he has a birth certificate, and he never sought to apply for a Jamaican passport. That man don't like Jamaica, period. Is in just one power now because there is an opportunity. Since I'm said there
But
is a
look here,
the country is corrupt.
him run for the presidency of the PNP, right? And Mark Golding knows that him have the British citizenship. And Mark Golding never even did tried at that time to get rid of him British citizenship. The man got, you think say Lisa Hannah, it was not fair for, whether it was Lisa or anybody, it's not fair for you to go up against somebody in your party for the presidency of the party when you have British citizenship. Where the hell can go so? The man is a deceiver. Jamaica people in my full time on the seat. I feel more seat already still, but let me take that call here real quick. Hello, good night. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, welcome. You're live.
Good night, Natalie. First time calling the program.
Thank you.
Tonight, I see Mark Golding hold up a piece of paper. Why was his hand trembling when he took it out of his pocket to show the audience? He was literally trembling. If you look on his hand, go back and watch the video. His hand was trembling when he hold it up in the air. That for sure is he knows that piece of paper that he's showing to the Jamaican people is not real.
Okay.
It is not real, right? And I'm imploring the Jamaican people, if we don't vote for PNP and make them win, dog, I'll eat our supper. I'm born in 1981, and I know, I can remember, as a little youth growing up, the sufferation under PNP.
Okay. All right.
So that is my 2 cents.
Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Hello, good night. Yes, welcome.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to touch a little thing on the debate tonight. First with the birth paper. Because you know what, I have my brother in the state and I have to take 3 birth papers sent to him. You see, if that was the real white paper, which it is not, and people talking about it, Mark Golding will get the new birth paper bring there tonight if he was born in Jamaica. So
You still not believe saying born in Jamaica?
I believe that because if he wanted to brag with it, he would come with the new one. My other thing is, I don't know if I was the only person realizing it with Diane Jackson Miller. When she was asking the question, she popped, she folded her hand. It's like she was in a fight with someone. I don't know if I was the only one noticed that with her, and I'm like, what's going on tonight?
Then you still listen to Diane Jackson Miller?
No, because she was asking the question.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm talking when she was asking the question.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't be a novelty to anybody that Diane Jackson Miller, you know, she not serve no purpose in the media landscape of Jamaica anymore.
Well, you're right. And with the 3.5, honestly, if they get the chance to go in, which I doubt they're going to, they're going to say they can't do it again. That's not going to happen.
All right,
They're not going to do that.
Let me just play for the audience Julian's comments about what they do during election time in terms of the credibility of what they're proposing. Thank you for calling.
Okay, Nat.
Yeah, man. Guys, if you haven't already, 3.5, Julian was the one who responded. Him say, to do the 3.5 and make it possible, we're going to grow the economy. We're going to grow it. His aim is such %. And then the Jamaican people, are going to have their money to spend. And ray. Now listen to what Julian Robinson said a few months ago.
We are here at this committee is because of the negative public perception of false. That perception is largely driven by unrealistic expectations, some of us create because we make promises on the campaign trail, but largely driven by unrealistic expectations that people have of representatives. And when those expectations are not fulfilled,
please do not call the 561
and the
number.
cynicism of representative expectations, some of us create because we make promises on the campaign trail, but largely driven by unrealistic expectations that people have of representatives. And when those expectations are not fulfilled, then the cynicism is almost cemented, and it has existed over many years. We don't explain limitations when we campaign, and we don't. None of us do, because we want votes.
No, Julian, the problem I may have with this statement now, you're going to come and talk about we. You're talking for yourself, you know. Because what you just said do not apply to this government. This government, they've thoroughly explained everything when it comes on to spending, when it comes on to budget, when it comes on to the economy. It is the PNP, led by Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, who are having trouble explaining limitations, giving figures, saying where you would cut, would you tax, how would you fund. So what you say right there a couple of years ago, what una do now, una just come through 3.5 million to trick the people them because a vote you want. You can't explain nothing. As the 411 say, how are you going to grow the economy? There is no growth strategy in anything you've said or anything in your manifesto. Ladies, do you want to say anything before I take more calls?
Well, about Dion Jackson Miller, the final question she asked, she actually was giving Mark the answer. I mean, how do you do this and how do you do? I mean, why was she asking about the manifesto? The PNP manifesto was always going to be him having an advantage because of him drafted, right? How she expected Holness to answer about the PNP, but him did answer it though and responded about what his government was doing. So she was there playing softball, right? To make them look good. I mean, I don't know what else. She's not asking him about anything at all outside of that. But she asking about the manifesto and explain this and explain that. And she never noticed that there is no growth strategy in that manifesto. I don't think
did anybody notice it? All of them must say them are analysts and them are this and that. Did any of them notice it?
It is very windy and it has a lot of details in it, right? And
maybe they never put that in a light. They released the light already? The manifesto light?
I may never reached that the one day yet. But never read. The main one is the one that they published first. The second one is the one that added the $55 billion increase in the threshold, which now put the tax measure right up to $102 billion. That is honest. That is 10% of the budget. An increase of 10% of the budget, which is a little over 1.1 or something like that $1 trillion.
Oh well, let me get this call here. This person, Miss Joan. Good night.
Good night.
Yes. What's up, Miss Joan?
No, I have a couple of questions. One, when they spoke about the journalists, why didn't well, I don't know if maybe Andrew remember. It was Mark who go all around the world talking about the journalists. They were bought and they're in the pockets of the government.
Yes, and the Prime Minister. Me not understand them people. That question was so aggressive against the Prime Minister, and I've never heard the Prime Minister attack the journalists. Them, it should have been aggressive against Mark Golding, who go in at the diaspora or tell people America say we journalists them corrupt and we media corrupt, and them buy out by the Prime Minister of the country. What is wrong with these people?
Then your Mark Golding answer the question that him calling them out when them don't believe that they are fair and balanced. And of him business that. If them want to be as biased as them want, them have opinions too. Why are they not entitled to their own opinion if them don't agree with you? And if I talk about the JLP dictatorial. Huh.
Do you have another question, Ms. Joan?
Yes. Also, I feel very I don't think Dan Jackson Miller should be there because he is against the JLP.
The PNP, you mean?
And
or the JLP? Okay.
He is against the JLP. And two, Mark talking about corruption. What about the traffic order? What about the furniture scandal? What about the Iran deal? What about the light bulbs? Mark, remember all those?
You know, remember. Well, thank you, Miss John.
Yes. All right.
But even him lying, isn't that a form of corruption?
It is. Let me just do something real quick. The comrades them who over here tonight, I forgot to put the setting on the thing because I don't like distraction. We're not talking at the comment. When I call the number, I call the phone over here. Make we talk. Make we reason. Comrades or comrades, whatever I want name. Call over here and make we talk. Don't be a coward. Don't be shy. Call the program. Hello, good night. How are you?
Listen, I think the Prime Minister came out this evening to really show Jamaica or tell Jamaica about his plans going into the next term. I don't really think he came out to really have a dog and puss fight.
I agree.
Yes, so that was the main reason. I think that's why he started up so slowly. So even when Mark Bolin threw the first punch at him about the integrity, and he answered him and had more time to rebut, he cut short because clearly you could see he wasn't coming there for that purpose.
Let me ask you a question. When you said that the Prime Minister started out slow, because I've heard a few other people say, I think 411 even alluded to that too. What do you mean by he came out slow? Slow at what?
All right. Mark Golding showed the first. Mark Golding got the first question, right? And he answered, but then the Prime Minister rebut and cut short because of some integrity argument. But I think the Prime Minister wasn't about that tonight. His plan, but he's supposed to expect that was coming. But I think he wasn't really on that integrity issue. I think his main issue going into election was to enlighten the people or to try to persuade the undecided, But Mark Gordon was coming out to attack.
Okay.
Right. I think that was the main reason for him to. But then the Prime Minister in the second half kept his ground, kept his composure and fight real up. Because I think especially, I agree with Karen, that if Mark Golding had maybe another 30 minutes into the debate, he would have fallen asleep because he was getting so weak out. You clearly can see that this man cannot take pressure.
So how do you feel as the election day is approaching? Were you convinced by the Prime Minister? Did you get your answers that you went to the debate to hear?
Absolutely, because anybody, all the undecided who watches debate tonight, and the person who listen out for real plans and how the future is going, it's gonna vote for the Prime Minister.
Okay.
He laid out what he has done, what his government has achieved. He laid out what will come. He's asking for a next term to continue. Mark Bullen on the other side, it doesn't give a clear indication as to nothing. It was all about the push and dog and the, attacking. And, if I notice, the Prime Minister wasn't going to shake his hand. And I was saying to myself, Mr. Prime Minister, don't shake your hand. The people never bother vote on Wednesday because Mark Gold, I think he went nasty and out of his way when he tried to bring the Prime Minister's wife into the conversation. He could have left her out of it. Due respect to woman, where woman is concerned, leave her out. Attack Andrew, he's there. Attack him. Leave his wife out of it. And I think that was the main reason why the Prime Minister was having a second thought into shaking this man. And remember now, man feel offensive about their mother And the wife, when they try to put things about their mother and their wife, they feel very offended. And the Prime Minister is only human being.
Well, not just man alone. As a woman, if somebody come after the person you are with, you're not gonna feel away too. I just say go. So well, thank you for calling.
All right.
The Jamaican people, them to me, guys, the ladies, I don't know. I guess 411 said the people them maybe care, but to me, the real issue is not about anything other than what the next 5 years and the future of Jamaica is going to look like. I think well-thinking Jamaicans at home or abroad, that is our concern. I mean, I talked with my mother today briefly. My mother was in Jamaica recently and she lives here. And she was saying to me that, the country are built up, the country look good. And my mother is not really a politics person anyway, but she was just talking since, it's election time. And she was talking about how, she saw the change. I sent my mother 2014, I think, or 2013. So she has said, going back and seeing certain things. She believes that this prime minister deserves another chance because she sees the improvement. I hear a lot of people saying that. I think maybe 95% of the diaspora will say the same because, we are not as tribal as some of the people them who are living in the country, which I think is a handful at this time because political tribalism is becoming a thing of the past. Ladies, you want to say anything before I take the last call?
Well, the business about Andrew Holness's wife was another damn lie. He was trying to say that there was a conflict of interest because she's in real estate and because him have the portfolios on the real estate. Which government project is Juliet? Isn't she in the private sector building her own thing, selling to private people? So what kind of conflict of interest? There's no conflict of interest. Conflict of interest will come about, right? If it was that she was getting contracts, housing for NHT and so on. And even then, that is not what is a conflict of interest. A person can be on a board. This is a separate and apart. I'm just explaining where the conflict and what the law says or the rules. If somebody is on a board, let us say NIBJ, right, a director, and there is supposed to be painting done on the building, and that person has a company, as a director in a company, and apply for the job to paint that building. The rule is that he must declare his interest and step aside and make the board make their decision when it comes to the decision about who should do the job when they're competing. That's a rule, right? She's in real estate doing building constructing homes for private people. That has nothing to do with government. So he came again and lied to the people, right? Bring up the woman name out the two of them in a construction and it's a conflict of interest. The
Then
man is just
Mark Golden in a money business, him bunting no lend the prime minister about Bahamas how much money, how much $1 million. So that no conflict of interest. That a more conflict of interest than anything.
Andrew Holness call him a liar.
He did on several occasions.
And the biggest blow, I think, that the people who are on the fence, well, about jump off of the fence quick and fast, is when Andrew Holness pointed out that he don't even own a home in Jamaica. You're a Jamaican citizen, you're born here, you're rich, and you don't own a home. You have your assets, them are foreign. You have your assets are foreign, And then claim that, well, I declare my assets and that's why I'm being certified. No, you're being certified because the Integrity Commission don't know, so you hide up things are foreign. That's what they're saying. You have things abroad, right? Because he has a company called Tajibe, which is registered in the British Virgin Islands, if I remember right? And we know that because they owned DB&G, they owned shares in DB&G, that company, and there's another one, right? As soon as he became leader of the opposition, he now has to declare, his statutory declaration will now be published for we to see what the summaries are. And he quickly during that year transferred that company to his children and told Zara Burton that, yeah, man, I'm going to set it up for them. I want to know if the Integrity Commission allowed that, because when he was declaring, since I think 2000 and something, when he started that company, early part of 2000, it was his money that was going into it, not his children. So therefore, even if you transfer it to his children, them should still write to him and say, listen, yeah, you transfer it to your children, but if your money in it, we want to know what's going on with that company. You understand?
All right. Well, you know what? Me have to give the labor rights then look of credit. I know why. Because Mark Golding has gone after Juliet Holness, even when he doesn't need to do that. Like me say, some people say spouses are off limits. In this case, Andrew Holness's wife is a member of parliament. So me not really feel like say she's beyond scrutiny, right? No, if you're gonna be talking about somebody in Juliet Holness's case, you talk about her quality of work, you talk about whether you see some conflict of interest, things like that. That's fair. Okay? But when you're gonna come out and do some baseless things to disrespect people, I think that is wrong. But
Well, I
what I
think they
want
were
to
trying to,
hold on a
I think they
second. Let me finish my thought. What I want to give the labor rights them credit for, them can't talk a whole heap of thing about Sandra, When Mark Golding got disrespect, Did Sandra finish high school? Did Sandra get a degree in college or any skill training? Can Sandra stand up in front of nobody and talk without looking on a piece of paper? A whole heap of thing the people them can talk. Them even say that Mark Golding molested Sandra underage. So people can talk them things there, and I don't see the labor rights them coming out attacking Sandra in that way.
rest assured it will be done. You watch it joke between now and
Well,
election.
if
They
it's
will kill
done,
them.
then what we're gonna say is disrespect begets disrespect. You disrespect people, you open the door for people diss your back. Let me say something to the comrades them in the chat over here. Cause you normally come over here, but maybe through it on late night, or maybe through you feel threatened by over here, so when you over here. I dare one of you to pick up on the phone and call over here. Me not got this, Me go answer the call. But when you come over here, come reason with me, we not do sidewalk back a door style, Come over here and call. See the phone. Me I'll give you one more chance. Cause me soon close off the phone line. Call over here and talk to me, Karen, and 411. Don't come troll but chat. Because we're not gonna pay you any attention when you do that. Be a part of the conversation. Come defend on a leader in a the real way. Do that and beat way. You understand? We're not chatty over here in a people comment on them something. That's immature. That's not very demure. Okay? So let me just take one more call and then we're gonna start wrap up here. Now, in my view, Andrew Holness won the debate tonight. We went there to hear about the issues. We went there to hear about the direction of the country the next 5 years. We no business about no IC and them foolishness there because them go to the end of the earth to investigate the prime minister. Trinidad, them not come back with nothing, so we're not business about that. Okay? Karen, did you give the winnings to Golden or you give the winnings to the prime minister?
Oh, Karen.
Me no know. 411, what you say? You say you don't believe it. You say you the winning and losing different in a debates.
Yes, I think that he came to appeal to the voters to give him a second a third term because he has delivered. That is
Okay.
the message. I think when they bring up the family and the wife and so they were trying to rattle him. They wanted him to lose his temper like he did in the parliament when they attacked the wife.
You mean like Julian when I tell?
Yeah, and then all he said was, "There you go, attacking my family," right?
Mm-hmm.
Pointing out to people. So said if they be sorry for him tomorrow. That's
Mm-hmm.
all he can say.
You see the position him a put him wife in. You see
For
the
power,
position you see him fool?
for
Because
power,
me
and
already see people to social media attacks him a pedophile, I say him raping wife underage,
and I said it will go on, and
I
and
swear to
and
God,
for
yeah,
power,
him cause it.
for
Mm-hmm.
power. And remember, I want people to remember something. They have been talking about corruption and corruption, which means that which means that in their own minds, they know that there are loopholes in the government as to whether or not they know that there are loopholes. So what do you think will happen if you put them there? A man who had 8.7 million US dollars
Well,
in
on the 411, the
2002.
people them must say you don't answer the question.
Which one?
The one where
No,
asks you who win or lose.
no, I
And
said it. I said that he was the one who got his point out.
the Prime
Because they are
Minister?
attacking to make him, yes. So
Okay.
therefore, he would have succeeded in what he did. I don't know if Mark succeeded. Well, Mark was trying to nasty him up, make it look like him don't deserve to be there. But even if him don't deserve to be there and him thief like hell, what he's delivering, and that's the point. And Mark will come with something now that when destroy the economy, right? And put taxes on the backs of people and lying. No,
Okay. All right. Well, one more call, guys. Going once, going twice. The phone line is open for one more call. Who is going to be that lucky person? 'Cause after that, we're going to start wrap up over here. I'm probably going to read a few comments because not everybody has the courage to call. I guess I can start doing that. Big up on yourself in the chat, guys. Give the video a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe over here.
One more thing, Natalie. Holness did make the point, and I think the ladies made the point. Who was it? Kamina, I think, that they don't have no plans, nothing at all to attract the voters. So them come now, thinking that they can find their way into Jamaica House by characters. That's more or less what he was saying, right? And I think that was kind of thumb marking him out, and then him
Oh.
started to answer the questions. And after him start the I think it's when he was asked about the him citizenship, and it
Oh.
started to turn bad for him. Now all of a sudden he started answer the question and stop the personal attacks until the end, right?
Okay. Guys in the chat, make sure to want to go subscribe if you haven't already. Please subscribe to Karen and to 411. Also, if you look in the description over here, you will see my podcast channel, which is gonna be started. I'm hoping to do it in a few days, guys. Just subscribe to it. So I'm gonna start the podcast and the good things them when it will be notified. Also, let me just play this ad. GLP come out with a new ad real quick. Let me just play this for you guys.
History is punctuated with examples of people who passed themselves off as experts and bearers of solutions. But when they were in a position to demonstrate that expertise, they failed miserably.
We're trying very hard at the ministry, and so much effort is being made, and yet so little headway, such slow headway.
Former National Security Minister, Senator Peter Bunting, is a classic example of this. Bunting inherited a sustained reduction in murders from 2010 to 2012, but when he demitted office in 2016, he left behind a trend of increasing murders. Most notably, between 2012 and 2016, gangs regrouped and re-emerged and drove fear into Jamaicans, whilst Bunting sobbed. In case you don't want to take our word for it, this is Peter Bunting when under his and the PNP government's watch, gunmen were murdering Jamaicans with impunity.
These efforts of the security forces by itself will not solve the crime problem in Jamaica.
Jamaica, we cannot trust this man and the PNP to be our national security commanders-in-chief.
What do you think about that ad 411?
It is a good ad, a very good ad.
For
It
me.
is true, and it's also truthful. And the reason why Bunting was so frustrated is because he thought that the crime and solving crime was like running a business. You come with
Yeah.
a raft of ideas and initiatives, and what does he call them? Ideas, initiatives. I think he call them measures, solutions. That was the name, and I think he had about 4 or 5 of them that he had introduced in 2013. And let me point something out to everyone. What Peter Bunting was attempting to do is exactly what Andrew Holness was doing with the state of emergency, the states of emergency. Peter Bunting was attempting to suppress the crime. In other words, what he was trying to do, when you look at the figures, you could see that two major contributors to the murders, gang and domestic violence. So the plan was to suppress the gang, and the measures were all designed to suppress the gang to bring the murder rates down. What was missing was to catch these gang members. They came up with the anti-crime, anti-gang thing, and so on. Eventually, government put it in place. So what happened was, in the first year after he introduced all those measures, the murders went down by 16%. The shock of it was that by 2015, the murders went up by 8%. Then I think by 11, and I think maybe by 16 or something like that, when the JLP took over. So it was trending up. And so when he was frustrated, it's because all of what he thought was a success and was working and was boasting about it, the gangs simply came back together, and it was the gangs who were doing the murders, and we never get hold of it. Now, when Andrew Holness introduced the state of emergency, it was to do the same thing that Bunting was doing, to suppress the crime. And we're complaining. I said, listen, you need to get detectives. That is what you need to do. I don't know what it was that they did. I don't know if it's the improvement in the economy that make people stop being frustrated and so on, and people working and busy and no time for it. But I still think they need to study and find out which one of the measures worked, and then put money into that. And I think you'll see the murder go down even more. And so they're trying to say it is a police force that brought it down, but it's the same police force that they had and was working with, and they never brought it down under them. So what is it that brought it down? It has to be the
Police
policies
force.
of the government. It has to be
Absolutely.
the policies that brought it down.
But
They don't criticize the government.
they will not give credit to the government when the crime is going down, but when it's going up, they blame them. What can go so?
And I'm stupid, because it's the same police force that they were dealing with, and the crime was, and the
No, no,
murders and the
no,
crime were
man.
going
No. Don't say that, man. What do you mean by the same police force? The police force that Bunting them did have with the red stripe. A different police we have today, you know?
No,
And
man,
that's
you're well on them. Listen, the detectives on them. Remember now, we know they are trying to say that he went and put all his best efforts and it didn't fail, right? He's now saying that it's not the government policy that is making it. It's a working of the men and women of the police force. If that is the case, then why it is that these very same policemen, when Bunting was there, why is it that they were not bringing down the murder rate? Since it
because
had
they're
nothing to do with
different police.
policy.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Well,
It's the
in
same,
case for
it
those of
said
you
must
who
be the
don't
government
know,
policy.
for the people here who don't know, the police force that we used to have before is a different police force now, because this government has overspent on our police force to make sure that we are equipped to deal with crime and make sure that we can be the leader in national security in the region. And it has worked out. We are
In
the
other
leader.
words, Natalie, what you're saying is the police force is the same. It was a government policy which
Yes.
provided them with the equipment that they needed,
More
which they never had
funds.
before,
Yes.
that is enabling them now to be more successful. In
Yes.
other words,
Yes.
the reason why they weren't doing well against crime is because they did not have the tools.
They did not have
That's
the tools. They did not have the brain power. They did not have the money. You have to have people with brain power. Brain power. Peter Bunting, as National Security Minister, did not have the brain power to think, to reform the police force, to, work with everybody, all the stakeholders, to get
He
our
could
crime
have.
under control.
You hear Holness at one time that we had 1,000 detectives. I must say 500 assistant detective. Then and the crime is going up. If it is a shortage of detectives, then that would have been occurring for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they needed to have Bunting needed to have increased the amount of detectives because the crime was increasing. And he
What do
wasn't
you
doing
think
them.
about the part? I think they asked a question about body cams for the police officers,
And who
and
did ask that again? Was
I
it
think
the young fellow?
I think it was, and the prime minister said that those body cams are on the way. They've talked to the police commissioner about it, and it's nobody's opposed to it. But of course, you have to have the money and things like that. So yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
they have to have policies in place to determine what should happen to a policeman who walk out there without a body cam.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
He must be worn like them uniform.
yeah. But you know what? Let us wrap up here.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for stopping by 411 as usual. Big up yourself. Your
Thank
people
you.
them over here.
Hello,
Thank
people.
everybody. Yeah, man. So we'll catch up tomorrow. Say here.
Okay, night, everyone. All right, Nats.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Guys in the chat, thank you so much for your participation. I'm gonna read a few comments and then we're gonna close off. I'm gonna say 4 and Andrew put that Santa to rest. The emergency measures yielded a 23% reduction in crime. You see, one thing with a smart, patriotic politician, when Peter Phillips was there as the opposition leader, I remember there were times when Dr. Phillips would say, I don't really think that the states of emergency are the best option, but I am not going to obstruct it because we do have a problem with crime. We have a crisis with crime. And so I am going to support it. When I was a member of the PNP, I would get screenshots from Peter Bunting, them WhatsApp group with their risers, and they would be in there crucifying Peter Phillips. Mark Golden and Peter Bunting would be in their group, and Dayton Campbell crucifying Peter Phillips, saying, "Oh, I'm for going to go agree. Oh, I'm for going to go agree with state of emergency. Him can't do that. Him not to do that." Because you see, guys, Peter Phillips is a man who is mature, experienced, patriotic. Because Peter Phillips didn't want nobody come blame him and say, when the crime out of control, the government comes say, look here, when we were trying to do it, you obstruct. No, Peter Phillips was not going to take that burden. And plus, he saw as a patriotic man that his country was in trouble with crime. The people gave the mandate to the JLP. You should not stand in the way of them doing what is right in terms of state of emergency and Zozos. As we can see, guys, they worked. Okay? So, this whole thing with Rise United movement was to get people, well-thinking, patriotic people like Peter Phillips, out of the way so that they, the risers, can come in with their bad mind, viciousness, evil, and come in like say them are opposition, and all they are some obstructionists. They don't come with nothing sensible. All they are is to obstruct and help burn down the country, to rule over the ashes, just like they did with the People's National Party. You want to judge these people's leadership quality? Look at what they did to the PNP. Look at what they did to the PNP. No matter how they come out and tell us that the PNP unite. Look here. You have eyes can't see. These people have destroyed the opposition party. Seriously. They're nothing but destruction. And that is why we have this channel and many others to bring in the truth, because them think them could have come with the lies and propaganda on the country and the government like they did to the PNP. Big up Mr. Vegas, big up Karen 411, and all the people them who are out here talking the truth and not joining these evil, wicked people to take down our country, have our country with bad press, like our journalists them corrupt, our government corrupt, even though I not agree with every journalist. I mean, know some of them bias. That's not something I would be carrying across the world, that journalists in Jamaica are corrupt. I wouldn't dare do that. Okay? But anyway, make we wrap up, make we continue watching this 3.5 debate. The JLP is calling it a scam because they cannot explain how they would fund it. They cannot tell the Jamaican people what they would cut, because clearly you would have to be cutting or taxing. So we have how many more days? We've got about 4 more days before the people of Jamaica vote. we all hope that the Jamaican people will make the right decision. People in the diaspora, they're all hoping that Jamaica will continue with the progress that is being made so that we can meet our goal of, Vision 2030. Thank you for joining, guys. Hit the like button before you leave. Big up on a nice, clean, patriotic self. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good night.
Yo, JBU, Jamaica politics uncovered. This one for the Queen of Truth, Natalie.